Alumni. We are so excited to be here with all of you tonight. It's the same as it's been a few times before. We are live both in the Zoom environment and in the Yale Alumni Facebook group. We are excited to have an incredible performance for you this evening, and we will be doing a little bit of Q&A. So a bit of housekeeping: if you have any questions for our performers, our musicians this evening, you can use the chat or the Q&A feature in Zoom, or you can write it right in to the chat in Facebook. So before we get started, I would like to read a statement on behalf of the YAA. And again, want to welcome all of you for our, I don't even know, maybe this is like the 10th Yale Alumni Live. I probably should start keeping track so we can celebrate our milestones. But nonetheless, we have 5 amazing musicians joining us tonight, all graduates of the Yale School of Music. And like I said, before we get started, I wanted to just take a moment to reaffirm the Yale Alumni Association's support for the Black community and everyone who stands up against racism, hatred, intolerance, and injustice, to state unequivocally that all Black lives matter. Please know that Yale and all of us at the YAA stand in strength and solidarity with the Black community and our alumni who are hurting right now. And I think tonight we have a very special performance of all kinds of music that is something that unites all people. So I'm very, very excited to be here with our amazing alumni from the School of Music. And we are going to kick things off in just a minute. It's going to be a lot of performance tonight, a lot less me this time. So I'm pretty excited about that. And I wanted to just tell you a little bit about the group that we have assembled here tonight. And that is musicians that are part of a larger collective called Home2Home, which is an artist collective and concert series organized by School of Music alums to support musicians throughout the pandemic. And our first performer tonight is Allie Simpson, class of 2017. And Allie's just going to give us a little bit of background about Home2Home and what they've been doing since the situation has occurred. So over to you, Allie. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what's been going on with Home2Home.
Hi, thank you so much for the great intro, Stephanie. So a couple weeks into the pandemic, when all of our concerts started getting canceled as musicians, because we have to perform to an audience, right? I got together with some friends, and we were brainstorming ideas of how to help our fellow alumni, help ourselves, and connect back with the audiences that we lost because of the pandemic. And so we came up with a solution to start putting on virtual concerts and to put on like the highest quality concert that we possibly could, and get like our favorite performers that remembered from being at school together at YSM. So it kind of grew into this amazing collective, and we've put on 3 concerts now and raised over $5,000 for our fellow musicians. And our last concert, actually, 20% of the proceeds that we raised from that concert went to the Innocence Project, which we're so proud to have raised money for that. And Ariel was one of the performers on that beautiful, amazing concert.
Thanks, Allie. So before Allie is going to be our first performer tonight, but before Allie gets started, I think we should introduce all of the performers that we have. So I'm going to ask Kevin to see if he could switch us over to grid real quick so you can all see who we have with us here tonight. See if he can get us to get that view real quick. And you've already met Allie Simpson, class of 2017. And then we also hopefully will have Chloe Swindler, class of 2019, pop up on the screen any minute. Ariel Horowitz, class of 2019. Matthew Kosick and Anush Avidasan, for also class of 2019. And they have an accompanist who I will introduce, which is Christopher Cooley, who you will hear from in just a few minutes. So great. I can see that we're all seeing everybody now. So thank you all for being here tonight. And I think we're going to get things started with Allie, if you're ready to kick us off with your performance.
Yeah, so I have prepared some movements from Bach's 4th Cello Suite. So one of the great things about this pandemic is that I've been playing a lot of solo music, because that's all I can play right now. This is obviously solo Bach Cello Suite. I'm playing it on viola, so it's transcribed for viola. And so I'm going to start with the Allemande. next movement is a courante, which, if you speak French or Italian, you know that it means running. And I think the title pretty much explains what happens in this movement. Yeah, I'm just about out of breath as I would be if I ran a few miles. So that's a fun one. So the next one is a sarabande. And I love what Yo-Yo Ma said about sarabands, is that they are the heart of the Bach cello suites. They kind of have the emotional impact of the whole piece tied together. So I drew a big red heart above this movement in my music to remind myself. So for now, I'm gonna skip the Bourrée 1 and 2 because I don't want to, overwhelm you with Bach. But I'm gonna skip to the last movement of this suite, which is the Gigue, and it has a very country dance kind of feel. Another word for this would be jig. So here's the Gigue, aka jig. I assume you're all clapping at home. So.
They are, Allie. Everyone is clapping. We're getting tons of reactions in Facebook. It's so hard to perform without an audience, and that was absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much. So, Allie, just real quick, something that we didn't say at the onset was that the Home2Home concerts are available on YouTube, and you guys all get together and record them, and there's a different group of artists that perform each time. And what's so special about tonight is that Allie and the crew that we have here with us this evening of wonderful musicians were willing to do this live with us, which is not an easy thing to do because of the sound across Zoom and all the weird things that happen on the internet. So we are just really appreciative and grateful that you were willing to join us literally live from your homes to perform some beautiful music for our Yale Alumni Facebook group. So thank you so much, Allie, for organizing this. Allie is a San Francisco-based artist, and so hopefully we will be able to see her at a Yale Club of San Francisco event in the near future. Fingers crossed, everybody, right? We would love to be together physically again sometime soon. So I think if Allie, you've taken your bow, I think we're ready to move on to our next performer. Is that right?
Yeah, so I can just maybe say her name, Chloe Swindler. We went to, we have our graduation years kind of make it seem like we weren't at YSM together because I did a second degree and so did she. So I also graduated in 18. And so, yeah, I remembered Chloe from when I was at school as just being such an incredible artist and person. And so I'm really happy to see her again and work with her again.
Well, we're thrilled to have both of you. So I think we're going to go over to Chloe Swindler, who is based in LA currently. So we truly have a bi-coastal performance for you guys here tonight. We've got 2 performers in California and 3 performers here on the East Coast. So without further ado, Chloe, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. And I think you're going to tell us a little bit about an initiative that you are involved in right now. So yeah, Chloe, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Stephanie. Awesome job, Allie. That was awesome. So I'm really happy to be here. This is my first real live concert since the pandemic started. So this is an awesome opportunity. Hi to all of you out there watching. So I'll just say a little bit about an initiative that I've started called the Common Ground Series. You can see in my little description box, it says Chloe Swindler, and then it says at ChloeLou2323, which is my Instagram handle. And then there's at the CG Series 2020, which is the handle for the Common Ground series that I've started, which is basically me trying to fill the need for a space for communities to have public conversation. So I found that especially in conversations revolving around diversity and the arts, we were having the same conversation or reiterations of it over and over, but weren't being able to I guess, watch those conversations back and be able to have people interact and see what other people are talking about across the nation or across the globe. So some of the series that we've had so far have been a Black Arts panel with painters and actors and actresses and musicians, some of them that are Yale alums, from YSM, from the School of Music. And another one was K through 12 music education equity, where we're talking about how we've been serving diverse communities. Ariel was on that panel, who you'll hear later today, talking about her Heartbeat project. So there's another one on jazz music and does it serve the Black community today, and the last one that we had was a social panel with millennials from conservative to libertarian to independent political spectrums, talking about current events, their reactions to the global pandemic, the government's reactions or actions during this time, and protests. And so you can see all of those conversations archived at the CGS series, or at the CG Series 2020 Facebook page. So with that said, my name is Chloe Swindler. I am based out in LA right now. I just graduated from the Yale School of Music in 2019. Right now I'm out in sunny Los Angeles. It's quite warm out here. Doing my doctorate at UCLA, studying here with Jens Lindemann, international trumpet soloist. And so my MM and Bachelor of Music and DMA in 2 years are in trumpet, but I picked up guitar and singing along the way. So I'm going to perform 2 songs. One is a jazz standard called Misty by Errol Gardner, which is just one of my favorites. It's the first song that I learned to play on guitar for jazz music. I kind of learned it out of competition with someone else who I said, I want to be able to do that. That looks fun, and it looks like a great way to get people interactive and sing along. So here's the first one that I'm going to do, which is, again, Misty by Errol Gardner. And if the levels are too low, please let me know. Look at me, I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel that I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand, walk my way, and 1,000 violins begin to play, or it might be the sound of your hello dearie. That music that I hear, I get misty the moment you're near. You can say that you're leading me on, but that's just what I want you to do. Don't you notice how hopelessly I'm lost? That's why I'm following you. I'm watching you. On my own, would I wander through this wonderland alone, never knowing my right foot from my left, my hat from my glove? I'm too misty and too much in love. Yeah, so that's Misty. Thank you. I can see a few of you clapping from the room here. So gonna move to a slightly different direction. So I did, that last chord, thank you, Allie. Love a good major 7th chord. So This next song, which is going to be my last song that I'm going to play for you guys, is a mix of an original and a protest song. So I'm going to preface it with a poem that I wrote of a song that I was trying to decide if I should do it here. It's a little much, I'll admit. So I'm deciding instead to say the poem that kind of goes along with this song. So the poem is the lyrics for one of my original songs called Michael Brown, or Brown, comma, M, period. That's kind of my response to a lot of what's the conversation is focusing on right now. And so I'll just say the poem. So, two dull red, puffy-chested birds sit on a branch beyond my window pane. One dull red, puffy-chested man lay in the street again. How many hours would they leave your body, sun-kissed, slain, dried and rotting, in the street for all to see, laden with 6 fired bullets in your back, 18 years gone in a flash, prematurely to be laid down in a casket? Whether you think it's justified or not that the cops fired if they thought their lives were in danger. With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, does anyone have more right than others to exist? Ask yourself who has the right to live. How many hours would they leave your body, sun-kissed, slain, dried and rotting, in the street for all to see? Laden with 6 fired bullets in your back, your memories gone in a flash, prematurely to be laid down in a casket. Two dull red, puffy-chested birds sit on a branch beyond my window pane. One puffy-chested and dull red man lay in the street again. So that is my poem. Yeah, which is kind of eerie because I set it to a pop song with some notes that sound wrong. So it's kind of like focuses on us as we continue to go on with our daily lives, remembering that there are these what we consider disruptions that are the realities for some people. So here's a song that's my mix of my original composition and protest song called it's called Why Do I? And the song that it's mixed with is called We Shall Overcome, that I've vamped the words together in a way that's a different melody than what we're used to. So I'm going to teach you guys what the sort of vamped meditation is, and then when the time comes you can sing along with it as it happens. So here's the part to learn. So okay, so I'll sing it once and then you can sing along with me and then I'll play through the song. So we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. So now you'll join me. Ready? And we shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. So I can't hear you guys, but I know you are pros. So you've got it. So when the time comes, I will point to you guys or nod, and you'll know it's your time to shine. So feel free to belt it in your house. Okay. And this song, just a little bit about it. The first part of it is kind of a response to a lot of the images that I saw when I was growing up. So I was 5 when the Twin Towers fell. And I remember also being very young and seeing something that had a large influence on me was the shooting in the movie theaters during one of the Batman screenings. And I guess this song is in part a response to these normal everyday things that we that we do that are now kind of tainted with these horror stories throughout society of like, this has happened in a place that we frequent. And so part of the song came to me when I was standing waiting for the T out in Boston, and I saw a plane that looked like it was about to fly into a building. And I thought, how ridiculous is that? That's something that I thought in the 2000s that we think about. And so part of it is in response to that, and the other part is in response to being a Black American, and a lot of what the elders will tell you that you have to do to succeed. So here is Why Do I? There I was walking down the street when this image came to me, and I reached out in a panicked frenzy to see if anyone else could see what I could see. Ooh, why do I see planes flying into buildings? Why do I hear the sound of gunshots echoing through the movies? Is it the day and the age we live in today, built our fear and hate? Oh, is there a way to escape? La da 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 da. The man on the pulpit, he said to you and me, you may not have shackles, but you're still not free. You've got to be educated, and maybe then they'll see. But you've got to work twice as hard to be what you want to be. Why do I feel the glass ceiling right above me? Why do I see my brothers and sisters shot down on the TV? Is it the day and the age we live in today, built off fear and hate? Oh, we've got to find a way to escape. Oh, my daddy and me, before I was a teen, went out to this parade to honor the late Dr. MLK. And on that day was the first time I heard these words sung in unity, and so new to me they were. This is where you'll join me. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. We'll do it one more time. Just enjoy the meditation. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. You guys did great. And this is the end. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for having me.
Chloe, I know the same thing with Allie. You cannot see the reactions on Facebook, but let me tell you, there were lots of hearts and lots of thumbs up. That was really beautiful and very powerful. And I'm so glad that this is not only live, but also recorded, because I can't wait for other people to hear that song. That was absolutely incredible. We even had a couple comments from one of our alums who's an admin on the page that wanted to know if you have any plans to do an album, because she absolutely loved your voice and would love to hear it more on repeat.
Yeah, you can find my SoundCloud if you look up Chloe Louise Swindler. That's another handle that I do have a lot of my music, including the Why Do I song, and a lot of probably 15 or 16 others that are up on there as well. So you can hear it over and over if you would like to.
Amazing. And we'll make sure that everyone watching and that everybody who wants to revisit this in the replay has information on how to find all of you and your music, because you are all amazing and we're having such a great time having you here tonight. So thank you to Chloe. And I think we're going to move over to our next performer, who is Ariel Horowitz, as she gets ready. She just hopped off of a plane yesterday from Colorado back into New Haven. So we are very pleased that she was able to join us here this evening. And Ariel, I heard, I think it was Allie say earlier, or perhaps it was Chloe, I'm not sure, I've lost track now, about the Heartbeat Project. So maybe as you're getting ready, you could tell us a little.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'm like completely overwhelmed. Chloe, that was so powerful. And like, I just want to go think about that music for like an hour right now. And I'm like stunned. I was like prepared to do this. And now I'm just like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have to say words. I have to make words come out now. Like that was such an incredible, incredible meditation, as you said. It really, it was so impactful for me. Wow, I have not heard something that moved me that much in a long time. Sorry, I'm just like hyping up my friend right now, but like this was just, oh my gosh, I can't believe that I have to like do art right now. I just want to like go cry. Anyway, yeah, so hi, my name's Ariel. I play the violin, and all of these incredible people on this Zoom call with me are just amazing artists, and I feel really, really lucky to get a chance to be here. Just flew back from Colorado Springs, where I was quarantining with my partner, and now I'm quarantining here in New Haven, and it's very quiet and sad and weird, and I miss everybody, and I'm totally disoriented, and yeah, gonna make some art for you guys. Before I do, just, you know, to follow up a little bit about my organization, about 4 years ago, I started a program called the Heartbeat Music Project, and it's a tuition-free nonprofit that provides music education for young kids in grades K through 12 on the Navajo Nation. There's a huge gap in terms of equity and access to music education. You know, all of the people you see on this call in some way have been supported to get to the incredible level that they're at. You know, none of us were born sounding the way that we do. And that takes a lot of resources, no matter where those resources come from, whether they're from your family, whether they're from community, whether they're from access programs. So that's the goal of what we do. And, you know, right now, my heart is just really heavy. I'm sure that many of you have seen the headlines about the Navajo Nation and how much COVID is impacting them out there. Most families, especially in the more remote areas of the reservation, don't have internet access. They don't have broadband. About 33% of citizens on the Navajo Nation don't have running water. So that makes things like hand washing really, really challenging. We, of course, had to postpone our program this summer, and I've been really, really upset about it, just because there's no way for us to put a program online if, you know, our kids rely on us for instruments, and also not all of them have access to technology. So thinking about, you know, the things that I in my life take for granted has been really powerful lately. You know, and I think so many white people are coming to this place right now where, you know, we're just kind of reflecting, and hopefully doing more than reflecting, on, you know, the things that we just take for granted in life. And I've been doing so much of that, and quite frankly, not as much music making. I've been doing much more listening. So this is a really cool opportunity to get a chance to, pick up the old fiddle again and, play something. I'm a bit out of shape, but let's go for it. I'm gonna play some Bach also because it's funny. I mean, thinking about what we as classical musicians think of as our canon is so limited and so whitewashed. And I love Bach as much as the next person, but I've been thinking a lot about the repertoire that I know that I'm able to pull out of my back pocket in moments like this, and all of it is by white composers. There are so few pieces that I would be able to just pull out and be like, oh, this is a piece by someone who's not white. And I think that that's something for all of us to really think about as we move forward in this new paradigm of what music is going to look like, not only after the pandemic, but in light of this very active dialogue about racial justice and racism in the United States and globally, of course, as well. So I'm thinking a lot about, in a few months, I would love to, be able to hop off a plane and play a work by Joseph Boulogne or Florence Price without thinking about it in 2 seconds, like totally jet lagged. And that's my goal personally. So I encourage anyone who is white, who is watching, to take this kind of philosophy and apply it to your own field. What are the works in your field that are central to you? What is the scholarship in what you do, and is it representative of the diversity of this country? And think about that, because the works that I'm able to just pull out of a bag are not. But Bach is great, and Bach has been kind of a balm for my soul lately. Just something to kind of sink into and just really feel comfortable with and feel at home with. I mean, there's a reason he's as well known as he is. He knew what he was doing for sure. So I'm gonna play a saraband as well. It's I loved what Ali said about what Yo-Yo Ma said about the saraband. It really is the heart and the soul of everything that Bach wrote. I mean, these pieces are dances, so they would have been, people would have been dancing to them. And the saraband is such a heartfelt dance. I always, this is just kind of some like personal imagery, but when I think about a saraband, I think of like that moment when you're dancing with a loved one and, you realize that they really, really mean something deep to you, and you're like, at whatever phase of life you're in, it doesn't even have to be a romantic partner, but just like that moment where you're with someone and you're, whether or not physically embracing them. I know that's not socially distant right now, so none of us are doing that. But like, where you're just in the presence of someone who is so incredible and so wonderful, and you almost can communicate with that person without having to say a word. And like, I imagine that there would be a saraband in the background, just kind of like expressing that intimacy and that depth. So this is the saraband from the D minor partita. And the saraband is also really cool because there's a strong emphasis on the second beat of every measure. And measures are kind of a silly, like, musical term. They don't really mean anything, but it's just like the way that we think about time. But you think about, like, in Shakespeare, there's iambic pentameter, my words, where like you have an emphasis kind of on like every other beat. It has that kind of like lilting vibe to it. So it's very comforting. It's like very soothing and intimate, and I hope to be able to convey that to you all. And yeah, once again, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks, Ali, for organizing this. Thanks for having me. Thanks to the Yale Alumni Association for putting this all together, and thanks to everyone for putting up with me doing this, just getting off a plane. You guys are the best. Yeah, let's play some Bach. I'm gonna back my chair up just a little bit so that you don't hear like horrible, crusty, too close sounds. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'll turn it over now.
Thanks, Ariel. And you, same thing. Plenty of reactions in Facebook. I know how hard it is to talk to and perform for people you can't see. So thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I have to say, I think your suggestions and your comments were absolutely fantastic and really made me reflect on the work that I do and how I can view it differently. So thank you for that. I think like it was very valuable. So it was well worth it to have you fly over from Colorado to New Haven to join us tonight. So thank you again.
That means a lot. I think we all have a lot of thinking to do. So I'm so glad to hear that.
Really appreciate it, truly. So I think we are going to move to our final performers of the evening. We have Anush and Matthew, both class of 2019. I'll give them an opportunity to say hello as they've been patiently standing by to have their performance this evening. And they're also accompanied by Christopher Cooley. You can see him in the background at the piano at the ready. So Anush and Matthew, please just tell everybody a little bit about yourselves and what you've been doing. And I believe you're in the city, correct? In New York City?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. We're so happy to be here. I mean, just, Ariella, that was gorgeous. Just hearing all of the performers today, the string instruments really are like, they are balm to the soul. So really it was a pleasure for us to just prepare us to now perform. And thank you to the Yale Alumni, Stephanie. I've been watching your live performances throughout on Facebook and Instagram, and they've just been fabulous. So, we're based in Manhattan. I'm Armenian. This is Matthew from Brooklyn. Introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Matthew Cossack. I graduated YSM in 2019. Yes, where I met this beautiful lady here, and we've been together ever since. I know Christopher Cooley for many years. He was my first musical director for my first church job ever. So we go way back. It's a big reunion right now. We are keeping our distance for all of you on watching live now. But Anush is going to start us off with an Armenian piece.
Yeah, we'll get right into the music. We have a few selections for you today. Matthew and I will do a few solo pieces and then have a duet at the very end. I think just one thing to acknowledge about this difficult time that we've all been in is the difficulty, I hope, is becoming more easy, and just it reiterates to me the importance of music and the importance to get out the music in your heart. So if you're a musician or not, I encourage people to share whatever they can, and the unity that's important, as Ariel mentioned, and the diversity in this music. So Matthew and I have a balcony recital that we're planning in Manhattan on the Upper West Side. If anybody would like to attend, we are going to feature specifically Black composers, Florence Price, Joseph Bologna. So we will have all of that and hope to just share the humanity and equality that is represented in that music and the beauty. So, and the first piece I'll sing today is by Komitas Vartape, and he was a young orphan who became a priest in Yerevan, Armenia, where I am from. And this piece is talking about the bird, the partridge, and how it flies out from dark clouds and brings messages of good news. And I think now more than ever, we all need some good news. So I hope you can enjoy this really childlike melody and enjoy it like I have for many years. So.
While Anush is getting ready to sing for you, we will definitely get the information about the conference that concert, excuse me, I've been in like a 3-day conference, so I'm all confused here, but we will get the information about the concert to share with everyone, and we look forward to hearing more from her. So Anush, over to you.
Thank you so much. much. Hope you don't mind. We're going to go back and forth so we can see you all. I'll let Matthew introduce his next piece, and wonderful Christopher Cooley will accompany him.
Hi, everybody. Thanks again for joining us. This next piece is an aria from Wagner's Tannhäuser. It's O du mein holder Abendstern. And in this aria, he sees, Wolfram, my character, sees a premonition of his love's death. So he sings to the evening star to grant her soul good wishes as she travels to the next dimension. Das Tal mit schmerzlichem Gewande. Der Seele, die nach jenen Höhen verlangt, vor ihrem Flug durch Nacht und Grausenbad. Da scheint es nur am lieblichsten der Sterne, dein sanftes Licht entsendest du dir Ferne, die nächt'ge Dämmerung teilt ein Widerstrahl und freundlich zeigst du den Weg aus dem Tal. Wenn sie entschwindet im Tal der Erden, ein dort zu werden, wenn sie entschlägt den Tag.
other's audience.
In the transition, I just want to say that we were talking last night during our rehearsal, and can you imagine being their neighbors and hearing the two of them perform? It's kind of incredible that they're in that same space performing this way. So thank you both. You're fantastic. Are you singing together now, or are we back to you?
We have one more.
If we have the time, are we okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Absolutely. We can't wait.
I'll do one short operatic piece that I think is one of the most beautiful melodies, O mio bambino caro from Gianni Schicchi by Puccini. So let's start that. O mio bambino caro, mi piace sì, sì, ci voglio andare, e si l'amo sai intorno, attraverso le vecchio, ma per buttarmi My biggest fan over there. So we'll end this doing a duet. This is La Ci darem la mano. And Matt, who are you?
I am Don Giovanni. This is from Mozart's Don Giovanni. It's one of the few duets I can sing with her because there's not much for baritone and soprano in the operatic repertoire, although I will find some.
Yeah, send us your suggestions.
But I always love this.
That was incredible. If that didn't bring a smile to your face, I don't know what will. All of us in the green room back here in Zoom, we're all smiling these kind of ridiculous smiles, but it was amazing and it was quite a bright spot for this week. So thank you both so much. And to Christopher, thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our evening. So hopefully we can get everybody back on the grid quickly so that we can just thank everyone once again. What an incredible group of performers, Yale alumni. We absolutely have had a blast with you here tonight. I hope that we can do this again in the near future. We are going to hang out in Zoom for a few minutes if anybody has any questions for the performers. But once again, I just want to thank Allie and Chloe and Anush and Matthew and Ariel for being here with us tonight, and especially to Allie for organizing this. I know you guys have been doing a lot behind the scenes and doing a lot of things on YouTube. We really appreciate you guys taking the risk and coming live with us tonight, because I know it's not an easy thing to do, but we are so glad that you did. And once again, this is a Yale Alumni Live, which is being run out of the regional clubs team at the YAA. And if anybody has any suggestions about folks that we might like to bring on live, other performers, musicians, comedians, anybody who would help entertain Yale alumni in this time of social distancing, we would love to have them reach out to me. My name is Stephanie on the YAA team. Once again, thank you all for being here tonight, and to our amazing musicians, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and listening to you perform. And again, we're going to hang out in Zoom if anybody would like to come and talk to our musicians. Thank you all for being here with us tonight. It's been a real pleasure. I think you're all on the screen. You're welcome to unmute, say hello, thank you, goodbye, all that. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, everyone.
Watching.
Yeah.
This was